Tonight, the debate on the Newshour at 10. Should there be a rollback?
A controversial move to tax EPF, Employees Provident Fund, or retirement savings hasn't gone down well at all with the salaried middle class of this country. The move to tax the salaried class has, after much debate over the last 2 days, forced the government, we are hearing, to do a bit of a rethink. As we debate whether a rollback is necessary, the government has hinted that a change could be expected during the budget debate.
I believe that the tax treatment should be uniform.
And that may just end up being a crippling punishment for honest taxpayers. A proposal to tax your retirement savings.
In case of superannuation funds and recognized provident funds, including EPF, and the same norm of 40% of the corpus to be tax-free will apply in respects of corpus created out of contribution made after 1/4/2017. I believe that the tax treatment should be uniform for defined benefits and defined contribution pension schemes.
ये सिर्फ गोइंग फॉरवर्ड यानी कि भविष्य के लिए होगा। जो आपने पहले किया है उस पे कोई टैक्स नहीं लागू होगा। अगर आप एन्युइटी नहीं खरीदते हैं और उस 10 लाख से आप 4 लाख विड्रॉ करके टैक्स नहीं देते हैं और 6 लाख भी आप विड्रॉ कर लेते हैं और 6 लाख को आप एन्युइटी में नहीं डालते हैं, तब आपको उस 6 लाख पर भी टैक्स भरना पड़ेगा।
Here is how it works. If you were hoping to get 10 lakhs as EPF when you retire, the government move could take away over 1 lakh rupees out of it. Or, if you have slogged for years to earn 60 lakh rupees, you lose over 10 lakhs. It now goes to the treasury.
And a tax was put there in the first place so that people are discouraged from investing in the EPF. They are compelled to invest in the market, and then the oligarchs can plunder the life savings of people in the market.
The outrage putting the government on the back foot. After a series of justifications, the government is now forced to rethink.
Let me tell my honourable colleagues, we are seized of the problem. In the budget discussion, I will address the problem, don't worry.
At this point, a number of measures are under consideration. The Union Finance Minister, of course, has been saying that the government will look very seriously at those comments which have come in. And sources also tell us that at this point, an amendment is being prepared which will tax only the interest component and not the corpus itself.
This is what is infuriating the Aam Aadmi further. An amnesty boon for tax crooks to get away, while the honest taxpayer gets burdened further. Misplaced priorities? Bureau Report, Times Now. You're watching the Newshour at 10, debate number 2 on Times Now, Super Prime Time.
Now, I first want to make my position very clear. I don't know why on earth the government has done this. I just don't understand why, but taking that side tonight is Mohandas Pai and Sambit Patra. Very often I agree with Mohandas Pai, but today I completely disagree with him. Rajiv Desai, no, at least Mohandas Pai, we don't camouflage with, what our position is. It's worse if you camouflage it and then pretend. We're very clear. We're very clear on this. We are against this. We feel in the Ishrat Jahan case, we are very clear on what our stand is, that it should be reopened. So I make a disclosure tonight. Rajiv Desai of Comma Consulting, CEO, Bijon Mishra, Consumer Voice tonight, Jitendra Bhargav. So, Sambit Patra is a unique distinction of being the only politician on the panel, so watch out, Sambit. That also you're on the wrong side of the debate. Okay, let's debate this. My problem with this is Employee Provident Fund is mandatory. For anyone who earns over 15,000 rupees, you have to contribute 12% of your basic salary and DNS allowance. Employers contribute another 12%. Am I right so far? Mohandas Pai, no?
No.
No, you're not right.
Okay.
It is mandatory only up to 15,000 rupees, not above that.
Yeah, so that's what I said. Sorry, I did the cap. I said employee provident fund is
up
a
to
mandatory
15,000.
savings.
And up to 15,000, it is tax-free.
Okay.
On full withdrawal. No tax.
No, I'm not talking about now. The situation so far has been that EPF has been a tax-free tax. I'm talking about the situation so far. That means, viewers, the interest earned on this is tax-free as well as the entire amount when withdrawn after retirement. Your money, your rights, take your money. Deposits, accrual of interest, withdrawals, all tax-free under the scheme. Great scheme. Middle class loves it. Now, now what has the government done? Let me put out those graphics. Terrifying graphics on the Newshour tonight. But this is the reality and I'm not hyping this. What has the government done? Let's give some examples. It has said that 60% of EPF will be taxed at exit, which means if you were to get 10 lakh, tax-free amount 4 lakh, government will tax 6 lakh. If you pay 30%, 1.8 lakh you'd lose. It is still not clear whether the tax is... Again, MR Venkatesh. MR, you're really heckling me tonight. Go on. Why again you disagree? Go on. Go.
Only the
sorry. There's Mohandas Pai. I've got a MR Venkatesh hangover from the first debate. Anyway, continue.
Only interest, Arnab. Only interest of the 60% will be taxable because accumulated tax-free for a number of years.
But why?
Not the principal in the 60%.
But okay. So can I, before going into detail, let me say, why prices are going up? People have suffered. Jobs are not all over the place, right?
Not only that.
Benefits of oil benefits are not going on to the people. Cars are going to be more expensive. Only BDs will not be more expensive for some strange reason. Why this time you want to trouble people more? And you are how heartless. You are taxing somebody when they are retiring. And they have no further means of income, right?
Not only that.
Okay, should we start the debate? Okay, I've spoken. Okay, Jitendra Bhargav starts the debate. After that, it's open. Go on.
Clearly a self-goal by the government.
Okay.
They've thought on certain things which shouldn't have been thought of. It appears that the bureaucrats who have proposed this kind of a thing, because they're all getting hefty pensions from the government of India, they did not think of the public sector or the private sector employees who rely solely on the provident fund savings post their retirement. And what has the minister gone ahead and said? That they would like to discourage withdrawal, make them invest in annuities which earn a mere 5-6%. Why shouldn't a person who is 40 years be allowed to invest the way he wants it? So he's responsible. If the government has to do anything, they need to come up with a social security system rather than play around with our money of the employees. This is just not acceptable.
I agree.
The scheme must be rolled back.
A 58-year-old man is, I presume, an adult. He will decide what he wants to do with his money. And by the way, Mohandas Pai, what you are saying, only taxing of the interest is a recommendation. As of now, the government is saying the whole thing is going to be taxed. Okay, Mohandas Pai with the first counter. Mohandas Pai with the first counter, taking on Jitendra Bhargav. Yeah, go on. Okay.
No. Arnab, they have clarified that only interest will be taxable. Whether it has to be EET or EEE has been debated for the last 15 years. And all recommendations have been, it has to be EET, exempt tax on withdrawal, because the reason is, it has to be for a pension and not for withdrawing and using it like a bank deposit.
Why
because
not?
This is the tax deduction is for a pension scheme.
Sorry.
Let me finish.
Okay, finish.
Let me finish. Please let me finish. Okay. Please let me finish. So, because the principle that you put in, you can withdraw and there is no tax, the interest accumulates tax-free for a period of time, and over a period of time it gives you a great benefit compared to somebody in government who puts into the NPS. In the NPS, if you withdraw the 60% is taxable, but if you buy an annuity give you between 7 to 9%, is not 5 to 6%, please. 7 to 9% with the principal back when you die. So it's not a bad scheme at all. Okay, and it gives you a regular income. This is a pension scheme. So, we don't have pensions in India.
Mohandas Pai, please understand. Just want to explain. Bejan Mishra is getting increasingly upset, and I'm also having viewers calling in on this. I've not decided. Maybe I'll take.
No, but let's get the data right, so we debate on facts.
But data.
Let's get the concept right.
Bejan Mishra.
Let's get the data right, my friend. If you're debating for nothing, for example, above 15,000, please, above 15,000, you are not compelled under the law to invest in PF.
You forget about 15,000.
Okay, Bejan Mishra.
You forget about 15,000.
Come on, Bijan Bijoy, don't get excited, Bijoy. Let's go with data, Bijoy. Let's not scream at each other. Above 15,000, there is no compulsion.
Let's understand the concept. Let's understand the concept.
You have a choice about 15,000.
We have EPF as an instrument of social security. It's a social security.
Yes.
It's my hard-earned money which I have saved to look after myself after I retire, or when I'm in distress, I need the money to take care of my distress. It's not a pleasure. It's not a pleasure for anybody to, take away the savings to use it. Every middle-class citizen is really working hard to save some money, which they are unable to save to take care of their future, because the government is not bothered about providing social security to the taxpayers who have earned a kind of a earning out of the saving which they have been able to accumulate out of lot of cutting and sort of cutting corners in terms of their livelihood and their expenses. So please remember, EPF is a pension security. It's like a social security.
Can I say
which has been designed
it's
by
not a pension security now. It's like a bank deposit.
The government my point. No, Mohandas Pai, may I please in the middle of this? Can I come in and say one thing? See, my point is very fundamental here.
Please.
If the government thinks that we people should have more pensions, fantastic, great idea, wonderful idea, right? Great idea. But you can't force anyone. You give them the option. We are a democracy. In a democracy, Sambit Patra, Rajiv Desai, the government cannot try to regulate forcibly a person's savings. In a democratic country, why should the government be trying to steer an employee of a private company? I am an employee of a private company. I am an employee of a private company. One second. I am an employee of a private company. Why? Who is the government to decide I should be putting my money in annuity? I want to blow up my money. I may need my money for personal reasons. Right? I may need my money. I may have planned to go on a world cruise and bust all my money. It's a democracy. Why should the government be making it difficult for people who want to withdraw their entire corpus by taxing 60% of it? What if there is someone who says, for my family member's wedding, I'll save my money, so I want all of it? You'll punish that person because he has a wedding in the family. Tomorrow, for a hospital reason, you'll punish the person.
Arnab.
You'll punish the reason at his time when he needs it most.
You penalize honesty.
No, a person.
And you penalize honesty.
And you have responsible 58-year-old.
You are penalizing honest people.
We have 58-year-old gentleman or lady has responsibilities. They'll have children in college or coming out. They may have expenses. They may have weddings. They may have hospitalizations for their elders and their juniors. At that time, you want to tell the person, I will tax 60% of your money if you want to take it all. Otherwise, be good and put it in annuity. Not fair, Sambit. Not such. Take it back, Sambit. Take it back.
This has to be rolled back.
Take it back, Sambit. Roll back. Roll back.
This has to be rolled back.
I understand.
Roll back.
May I say
roll back.
Yes, I take that humbly, sir.
Arnab, may I say
all the
after Sambit, Rajiv will
let me complete.
Sambit, roll back. Roll back.
Roll back.
You have put a question, let me answer. Yes,
roll back,
I humbly accept all the suggestions, including the rollback suggestion that Arnab and others are suggesting. And that's what the duty of a government is. Government is like a mother, taking all suggestions and thereafter, after being seized of the matter,
58-year-old person
said, let me complete, sir. Let me complete. After being seized of the matter, the government will surely address the problem. Mr. Jaitley had said, we are seized of the matter, we will address the matter. But few things have to be kept in the public view. Number one, there was a lot of misconception about this whole issue.
Take a position. Roll back.
I'm taking a position, sir. Please
take a position. Tonight you should take a position.
Don't bully me, sir. Please allow this person to complete. And there, sir, I'll take my position. It's not a one-word game. No,
one second. Sambit, can I say one thing? Sambit, Bejon Da has been accused of many things. Bejon Da has been accused of many things. But he doesn't exactly fit that prototype bully. Continue. Yeah.
No, Bejonda, please allow me to complete, and thereafter I'm surely hearing to you. Yes. Number one, there was misconception the very budget day that probably PPF also would be included into this. The government officials, the government salaried class is going to be affected. Gradually, the duty of the spokespersons and the government is to break these rumors. Number one, the PPF is not going to be affected. Number two, the government salaried class is not going to be affected. There were rumors. There were rumors. There were rumors. We are on a very important channel. These rumors have to be in fact cut across. I mean, they have to be finished, and that's what I'm trying to do. No PPF. The government salaried class is not going to be affected. Of the 3.7 crore people who are into EPF, remember, the 3 crore eligible EPF members, those who are earning 15,000 or less, they are not going to be affected. Only 60 lakh people approximately.
How many people earn below 15,000?
No.
And how many earn
why?
more?
3 crore. I told you. I gave you the data.
They're honest.
I gave you the data,
already paid their taxes.
Sir, I'm giving you the data. You don't have to ask me how many. I'm telling you how many earn below 15,000. The total 3.7 crore people listed in
this affects the private sector of this country. People work outside government also.
3 crore people
it's not
are not going to be affected
for the government.
Again and again.
Only about 60
You see,
lakh
the bureaucrats will not be affected.
Just a second.
Aam Aadmi will be affected. Aam Aadmi.
No.
Aam Aadmi will be affected. Sambit Patra. 7 million people. 7 million people will be affected by your own clarification.
We will not allow the Aam Aadmi to be affected in the wrong manner. I promise you, sir.
Then roll back.
And I tell you, this government is not going to let the Aam Aadmi have a single drop of tear.
Roll back.
See, I cannot
roll back on the news. Okay, Rajiv Desai. Rajiv Desai will come.
Roll back.
No, one second.
Please allow me to clarify.
Shomit, you are going through. One second. I'll just make two observations and hand it to Rajiv.
I'm just keeping facts.
I say tonight, Shomit, listen.
Yes.
For a long time.
Go on, Rajiv.
Arnab, for a long time, I have believed, I've said, and I have advocated that the government essentially is run by a venal tax bureaucracy that goes haywire whenever there is a non-purposive government in power. And this has got to be one of the most non-purposive governments ever. But regardless of that, it's the bureaucracy that goes nuts and does whimsical things like imagine taxing what Jiten said and what others have said, taxing a person's life it's their nest egg, for God's sake, and there's no consistency, there's no predictability in the government's tax proposals. So really, it is so non-purposive because anybody with any political, economic acumen would have stopped it right there.
The purpose is to create a pension society, sir.
Yeah, there's no purpose.
The purpose is to create a pension society.
They're just there to get re-elected. They are just there to get re-elected.
Sir,
they're just there to get re-elected. They'll say anything, do anything just to get re-elected.
Let me humbly suggest, Rajiv ji, the purpose or the intention of the government is to create a pension society. This government is committed to social security.
Let people decide.
Yes.
Let people decide. No.
Yes or no, people have the right to decide.
I think the last person,
yes,
the last
that people have the right to decide.
Security measures have been announced till now.
No, that's the reason as to why even Jayant Sinha said yesterday. Please go through the clarification. Jayant Sinha said yesterday that these suggestions are accumulated. The government will take a final call. After going through all the recommendations.
No, why does the government not understand that even among those who earn over 1 second, Sambit, listen, please. Listen here. I give you an example. What is happening here in the government? Why do you disregard the fact that someone earning 25,000 rupees a month, living in a rented accommodation, okay? Mohandas Pai, look at this example. Living in a rented accommodation, upon retirement, this person all their life has lived in a rented accommodation, 25,000 rupees a month. Now the person is 58 years old. Their life is not over, you see. They will say, we now want to buy a house. Small house, but our own house. Okay?
Correct.
Small house and our own house. That person, whole life he works. At the age of 58, that person says, I want to buy a house for 15 lakh. 20 lakh. You right at that time, because we don't know what will happen. Then these people will spend lakhs of rupees paying taxes to the government. I mean, somebody who is earning 15,000 rupees a month remains a low threshold. There are many people earning salaries in 15,000 to 25,000 range, whose source of savings may be extremely limited. You can't tell a 58-year-old man, you know what, you were earning a lot of money. You were earning 20,000 rupees. You super rich, 20,000 rupees per month earning person, pay for it. Give me money.
Arnab.
If Vijay Mallya can go. Vijay Mallya will go. Vijay Mallya will go on a boat. And Vijay Mallya will take the hard-earned taxpayers' money and go to Ibiza and with a socialite crowd, which includes pontificating columnists, will go and have 100 crore birthday party somewhere. Vijay Mallya will run away with my taxpayer money.
Correct.
What's going on is Sambit. What? No,
Exactly.
seriously. You have a scenario. I'm very upset about this. You have a scenario where there is a 35-year-old private sector employee will not have access to his entire corpus, though he may need money to become an entrepreneur and start a business.
Arnab, allow me.
This is very hard. Roll back.
Arnab, can I ask you a question?
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
Arnab, can I ask you a question?
Ask the question. I don't take questions, but on this I will.
Arnab,
yeah.
Arnab, suppose there's a limit of, let's say, 1 crore. If the government says, up to 1 crore, you can withdraw what you want. Above that, please buy an annuity. We want you to have an income.
Yeah.
And even if you withdraw above that 1 crore, only the interest above 1 crore will be subject to tax because the interest accumulates tax-free for 15, 20 years.
No.
That is a very large benefit.
Unacceptable.
Will you agree to that?
What is the rationale?
Rejected.
Mohandas, what is the rationale? What is the rationale, Mohandas?
Principle. Argue on principle.
I'll tell you the rationale. No, I will tell you the rationale.
Okay,
I'll tell you the rationale.
Yeah.
All societies want people when they retire to have a pension. Why pension? Because they have to earn a living. If they withdraw all the money and spend all the money, there will be no money for the living because they are retired. There are no means of livelihood, and ultimately they will have to go to the state.
They're not foolish.
The state, they will have to go to the state otherwise because it's the primary saving of everybody.
Okay, listen. Can I? He asked the question to me.
They want a pension all over the world. All over the world. EET. To buy annuity is a normal thing done all over the world.
Mr. Pai is a very welcome suggestion. There are instances where employees do not know really how to go about. During their lifetime in working time itself, they squander money, do not realize the value of saving money. There are instances of this kind. If government is thinking on this thing, it's a very welcome suggestion. But there is need to educate these people, put them on the right track, make the employers impartless is number one. Number two, when you talk in terms of provident fund of a certain ceiling, yes, one could have thought about it in those lines, that people who get a hefty amount as provident fund on their retirement, perhaps something could be done. But when you look at it, 15,000 limit, no flip-flops in the last 2 days, to come an explanation, it clearly indicates the proposal hasn't been thought through. It has just been worked on some kind of a premises which cannot sit
I'll tell you, as someone has rightly said, this is not a solution. This is a solution in search for a problem. Now, Mohandas, it's a very serious observation. You're laughing at everything I say tonight. Anyway, it's good that there's
I agree with you. I agree with you. They're not thought through. Arnab, they're not thought through. They're not made an impact analysis.
Mr. Pai, you are the government. You are the government. Actually, Mr. Pai, throw back a question to you. You know, when we were in school and college and we were debating, when someone who was defending the indefensible would throw a question at us, we would throw back a question at them. So here's my turn, I throw back a question at you. So much laughter on the news. I'm shocked. Anyway, out of his black. The question Mohandas Pai says,
you are in a good mood.
Mohandas Pai, you are government and I am a citizen. When I was through my life, through my working life, I worked from the age of 20 to the age of 58. I am the citizen, I'm asking you, through my life, when my parents were in hospital, when my family members were in hospital, when we needed help, you did not help us. Today you want my money when I'm retiring. Through my life, when I didn't have a home, when I roamed around and I could not afford rented accommodation, this government never cared for me, left me homeless. When I'm retiring, you want my money.
Exactly.
Through my life, when I realized how education in this country had gone to this point when affording a basic decent education was out of my reach. When there wasn't water in my house, you didn't help me. When there was no education to give, this government left me high and dry. When I was homeless, this government left me high and dry. When I was in hospital, this government left me high and dry. And now that I'm retiring, this government comes to me and says, bring out every naya paisa and give it to me so I can tax it. Because I want India to be a pensionable society. I mean, how absurd. We are not Canada or Sweden. We are India. People suffer all their lives to have some joy in their savings when they retire.
I agree with you.
You get my point?
Arnab,
yeah,
I agree with you.
Yeah, that's my point.
I get your point. I agree with you totally. The sentiments are very right. What I would say is, the government should say the first 1 crore of whatever you save is yours. Nothing is going to happen. Above the 1 crore, please buy an annuity.
No limit.
1 crore is a large amount of money because we are given a tax benefit.
I've already paid the tax.
Mr. Paik,
I've already paid the tax on that money.
You see, let's
No, you're
put it
not
this
paying
way.
the tax.
What is government philosophy on it?
Please
if
understand.
the government philosophy is the well-being of the employees, don't put a tax, but by all means make annuities attractive so that they're not forced to be spending money and they automatically transfer the provident fund receipts into annuities. But what is it showing? That government, in its quest to enhance revenues, is imposing a tax on a privilege of employees, savings of employees, which they should not have been doing or thinking about.
And Sambit Patra, I want to quote from your own government document, the economic survey, which makes a very important observation. It says, please read it, it says based on a survey it conducted, 70% of workers in one of India's largest contract labour companies claimed they would rather receive their EPF contributions in cash, CASH cash, rather than having to contribute it to an account that they will only have access to on a lateral basis. The economic survey says, quote, this could signify that a large number of workers are liquidity constrained. If liquidity is an issue, why should someone seeking to withdraw an entire amount upon turning 58 be taxed? You understand, Mr. Patra? Your economic survey is questioning your budgetary proposal. Yeah, roll back.
Number one.
Roll back.
As far as the taxing of the EPF is concerned, let me quote what the government has said. The government has said that this is not a revenue generation tactics. We don't want to mobilize revenue through this. It is just an incentive to the society to become a pensioned one. Yes, we are not going to generate.
No. We don't need those incentives.
This is not to generate.
We don't need incentives. We need universal health coverage.
Sir,
we need incentives like universal health coverage.
With all due respect,
yeah, we don't need these incentives.
I take your suggestion.
We need universal health coverage.
I don't contest your suggestion. I take your suggestion. And well, yes, the finance minister will address this.
So roll back.
Yes,
so roll it back.
That may be
Mr. Patra, I'll give you, Mr. Patra, I'll respond to your question with a very real life example. No, Mr. Patra,
Mr. is not going to disappoint anyone. It's not that I'm going to roll back it in the Newshour. That's not possible.
No.
You understand?
No, I have no such
I cannot roll back. Please allow me to keep my point.
You are representing I am asking you a simple question.
I am representing the party, and that's the reason as to why I am keeping the points and taking your suggestions. Rollback would be by a second agent. What doing or not doing is their issue.
Yeah, okay.
But I can only keep the facts in front of you,
Your trade union has already demanded it.
Sir,
your trade union has demanded it.
Yes, sir, and we are receiving those demands. We are receiving your suggestions humbly.
Shambit, listen, I'll respond to your point by saying,
take it back.
I just wanted to keep a few facts.
I'll give you an example.
That's all.
You are the government. You are the government. Now you are the government. No. Watch it. Sambit, remember this. You are the government and I am the citizen. Now, Sambit Patra, Rajiv will respond on the other side. First point, the fact is, why should anyone welcome the decision when the salaried class will be effectively taxed twice by the government? What goes into EPF goes from my taxed salary. Point one. So now you will impose a tax on 60% of the same money. If I choose to withdraw it at one go, turning 58, sorry sir, citizen will reject double taxation.
Only on the interest of what would be accumulating on the corpus.
You roll back, you do double taxation, Mr. Patra, you do double, triple, 100 times taxation on Vijay Mallya. No, why are you doing double taxation on us? Point number one. Now my point is, Mr. Patra, listen to me. Here is a person. Example. Here is a person. Government is a very caring government, we are told. Fantastic, very nice. People of India will be very happy. They have a caring government. We see the care on the streets of this country. Anyway, point here is this. Here is a citizen. Citizen is driving a scooter. Now, Mohandas Bhai, don't laugh. This is a very real example I am giving to counter the argument. All his life, the citizen is driving a scooter. This citizen thinks that when I am 58, after driving a scooter all my life, I will buy myself a Maruti car. Simple, small Maruti car. Or any car, 2 lakh, 3 lakh, 4 lakh rupee car. The government says, no. Nothing doing. But the person says, I want to own my own car. The government said, no, you can't own your own car.
By
No. You have to get a Rolls Royce, but you won't own it. You'll keep giving installments for the rest of your life.
But most of the
person will say, I don't want a Rolls Royce, I'm happy with the car. Normal car. The government says, no. What do you know? You have no right to make up your mind. The citizen says, but I'm aware. I'm 58 years old. I'm not a child. Government says, no, you don't know what's good for you. I'll decide. All my life, the citizen says, you never cared for me. You suddenly care for me at the age of 58 and 60.
That's not the case.
Come on.
Fantastic example. Great.
Great example. Rajiv,
this is not minimum government.
That's not the case, Arnab.
Rajiv, I'll hold this.
As I told you,
I'll hold this up.
3.7 crore people
I did a calculation.
who are in fact in the EPF bracket, the eligible ones, that is the 3 crore,
viewers, I won't
not
focus
going
on
to
this.
be taxed at
Viewers,
all.
I put focus on this, please. Look at this, Sambit. You know, look at this. Since you are an expert at putting up iPads and putting pictures, right? And look at this. I have a piece of paper for you.
You sit in your guest house.
Anyway, listen. That's okay. The point here is this. If you were to get 40 lakhs tax-free about 16 lakhs, government will tax 24 lakhs. Tax you will pay at 30% will be 7.2 lakhs. So instead of getting 40 lakhs, if you want the full amount, if you want to take out the full amount, you get 32.8 lakhs. That's a lot of money lost. Why? Why, Rajiv, should we lose this money?
No, it's just an incentive towards a pension society.
No, but actually,
put the amount in the annuity.
Let Rajiv.
You will not be taxing the annuities as well. In fact, the government has taken a step in which the annuities would not be taxed. After death, the amount, the corpus goes to the next heir, and in fact, they would not be taxed.
Rajiv.
The modern day companies, I mean, ordinary employees have to rely on pension funds in order to make their way after retirement. What Mr. Pai is talking about, and he I'm sure he'll acknowledge it, is that in the kinds of companies that he's worked in and the kinds of people he circulates with, they talk about employee stock options. So why not tax ESOPs rather than try and tax this poor man, the hard-working man's provident fund?
ESOP is already taxed, my friends.
Tax all the fiddles and diddles that they do.
ESOP is already taxed.
And Mr. Pai,
already taxed.
While I'm at it, then
yes.
Since you're supporting the tax, you have said in the past that these taxes only go to support institutions like JNU. I mean, what are you talking about, man? Okay, serious. This is a real life and death problem.
Arnab, now you have to protect me. Arnab, you have to protect me. I'm under attack by some leftists.
I'm only saying this, that I'm in a state of absolute shock tonight.
Rajiv, supporting that the JNU shouldn't be run on taxpayers' money.
I'd say tonight.
He's advocating that.
Listen, Jitendra Bagh, you might as well smile.
Well, it's all free. It's all open. It's all open. What do you expect from a
I have a suggestion. I have one-line suggestion to Sambit Patra. Sambit, you are government, I am citizen. I have a suggestion. You want to make all this money? Please tax the people who make BDs. No. Some of them are politicians also. I'm not naming them.
Exactly.
Tax them.
Exactly.
Tax them. You don't want to tax the BD lobby. You want to tax some poor salaried middle class man. One second. Would the bureaucrats ever have done this for themselves? No. They wouldn't have done this.
Arnab, can I ask you a question?
But I don't take questions. What's going on the news tonight? Second time.
Please.
Okay,
I've
got to wrap.
I just want to.
Mohandas,
I want to seek your.
Taxing you.
No, I got to seek your opinion. Arnab, what do you suggest to make sure that people are able to save and get a pension in future? Do you agree that it's better to incentivize people to have a pension, not withdraw all their life savings and spend it and suffer in the future like many people are doing today? What do you suggest?
All I'm saying, good answer, good question.
Give a good suggestion to the government.
That's not the government's business.
I'd say.
I'm sorry, that's not the government's business.
Okay. Now I think we'll have to take this discussion
further. That is not the government's business.
We'll have to take this discussion further. You cannot.
Not only that.
The honest, the tax-paying, the honest,
have any suggestion?
The honest tax-paying salaried citizen will suffer. That is the category of people in this country. We should make them feel good. We should not bring them any doom. We should give them cheer. They are the engines of this country. So we disagree, but we have had a good discussion. And Mr. Jitendra Bhargav, thoda smile kar lijiye. We are all in a state of shock because everybody is smiling. This is a record. I don't remember the last Newshour discussion in which everybody had such a good time about it. The viewers, tell us what you think. I think just drop the tax. We'll take this forward. Thank you very much for joining me tonight.
Thank you.